powered by Riverside.
L. Watch everybody leave. No.
They're gone already. Yep. That's 9 seconds.
Welcome to another great episode to Live from the Bench. It is your boy GQ. Wait, what?
Go on.
It's your boy Live, Mr. GQ from Live from the Bench. And
Live from the Bench.
Yeah, and we're gonna do our week three matchups. But I call this week 2.2 because week 2 didn't actually happen. It never existed. It's a figment of our imagination. None of that nonsense happened at all. No.
It was a weird week.
It did not happen. So it's the week 3, and we're gonna do our picks. But today we're gonna do it a little different. We're gonna bring back something that Boulevard introduced to us last season. We're gonna do some of that this week with our weekly pick'em. Last year we saw GQ Boulevard's pick'ems. Now you're gonna see some GQ pick'ems. GQ is gonna give you some, and we're gonna start with the Thursday night matchup that nobody is interested in seeing, the Patriots versus the Jets. I'm picking the Jets, Boulevard, and I'll tell you the reason why I'm picking the Jets is because the Patriots don't have anything that's capable of beating anybody. I don't know how they won a game. I'm still shocked by that, but I'm going to go ahead and go and say that Aaron Rodgers, even though he's an old, decrepit fool, he's still talented enough, if you can say that, to beat the New England Patriots. So I'm picking the Jets. What do you got for us, Boulevard?
Okay, so the line on this game is Jets by 6, probably because of Aaron Rodgers and that they're the home team. But one of these teams is playing like smash mouth, and that's the Patriots. And I don't think the Jets can handle that. So, from the moment I saw this on the schedule, I've been saying I'm picking New England. I'm going for the upset. Strong run game, strong defense. That can beat any team most weeks. I still don't know what the hell the Jets are. I know what their reputation is. I know what everybody says they are. I'm not convinced in Salah at this point. I'm damn sure not convinced in Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I know there's a few pieces on offense, but no more than any other team has. Defensively, it's Sauce Gardner and a good D-line. Yeah, no more than any other team has. They're nothing special. New England can definitely beat this team in a low-scoring game. So
that's exactly what it's going to be, a low-scoring game. When they say that the line is, 6?
Yep. Jets plus Jets by 6, over under at 38.
I'm going to go ahead and say take the under. I'm saying the game's going to be 7-13.
And New England can win that game.
I'm still going to stick with my Jet. Oh, well, they're not my Jets, but I see Robert Saleh out coaching Jared Mayo.
I don't.
All right.
I'm not buying it.
The next game. I'm going with the Cleveland Browns, and here's the reason why. If
secretly a Browns fan?
If it's true that Jay Boo wins is starting, I think the Browns got the upper hand. If Deshaun Watson is starting, no. But if Jameis Winston is the guy under center, he is my guy. I have no faith whatsoever in the New York Giants. this team is probably going to go 0-8 before they win their first game. I don't know who they're playing in week 9 or in their 9th game, but I feel like they're going to have a lot of games that they lose before they get a win. I don't know anybody who's sane enough to pick the Giants. And let's go
They
ahead.
almost beat the Redskins. They did score 3 touchdowns in that game.
But it
3
is
touchdowns, 21 points. Get you a win most weeks.
yeah, it would.
Well, some weeks. You really got to score like 28, 27, 28 to win consistently.
Agreed.
I picked the Browns too. And
Yeah.
to me, it won't even matter who the hell's starting at quarterback. Because they're going to be a better option than a quarterback on the other side.
Agreed.
Now, again, this will be a thing that the Giants would have to, like I just said about the prior team, run the ball, control the clock, and play smart defense. That's their only path to victory in this case because they're not a very strong team, talent-wise. So I can't imagine anybody in good conscience going for the Giants, even if they hate Deshaun Watson. If you're actually trying to make the right choice, you can't really pick the Giants. But that's exactly why this is the sort of game that's an upset. So give me the Giants.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next game. I'm excited about this pick. All right, so Malik Willis heads back to Tennessee to play his former team. He got everything he could possibly need right now. There's no excuse for the Packers to lose. I'm taking the Packers, and I'm taking the Packers to win decisively. Will Levis, I had him he was my bold prediction to go crazy. I don't see it anymore. He's not impressing me. I'm going to go ahead and transfer my blow up over to the boy, Malik Willis.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. It's like I've been riding the whole set saying, get the one guy. That seemed Tajay Spears. Now he hurt, and he ain't been getting much run anyway. Not comparatively to Pollard. So
that's crazy.
I mean, the Tennessee Titans, for what it is, it's still at full strength. It's still got their number one running back. And the line is solid. I'm not sure about the one guy, Hopkins. Not sure about his status at the moment. I think it was Hopkins. But
I'm going to tell you the reason why the Packers are going to win this.
Yep.
Is because Josh Jacobs is a workhorse like no other. There's not a lot of guys that are able to sustainably carry the ball 30 plus times in a game. There's not a lot of guys that can do that. And Josh Jacobs does that. And I feel like when you have a quarterback that is still developing and you got a solid running back like Josh Jacobs and you know he's going to get the reps, if you know you have to worry about that, which Tennessee is going to have to worry about that, I feel like Josh Jacobs is going to open the world up for Malik Willis to start developing some rhythm with Christian Watson, Deontay Wicks, or whatever his name is, and Jaden Reed. You know, I'm having a hard time with their names. Everybody has weird names now with these new generations. So, yeah.
Okay.
So,
like I said, I can't disagree with it, especially when you brought up Josh Jacobs. I mean, the man's he's power. He's a powerful runner. He eats clock. He eats yards. That's what you really want out of your number one. Yeah, he can take it out of the backfield and all that stuff, but that's not what he's there for. He's there to pass it out. Tennessee's defense is okay, but I can't imagine they'll be able to keep up, even with Willis out there. I mean, Love should be back sooner than later, but even with Willis out there, if they do what they did last week and give Josh Jacobs just the ball, just give him the ball, let him go to work, I can't. You're right. Tennessee probably wouldn't be able to win. They
Right.
wouldn't be able to score enough points.
All right. The next game, probably one of those games that we want to see because we want to see the battle of these young quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we don't really care. We don't care. I mean, unless you're a Bears fan or a Colts fan, we don't really care. So,
are there Colts fans? Oh, yeah, you know a Colts fan.
Yeah, Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna do something that a lot of people are gonna hate me for, but I'm going with the Bears.
Interesting.
I feel like the Colts are not who we are expecting them to be. There's some struggle there. I feel like they're still trying to figure out who they are.
It's not the Colts, it's Richardson.
The quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Everybody else is exactly what we expected.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that it doesn't change. The situation doesn't get better this week. So I'm going to pick the Bears. I feel like it's going to take a little while, maybe week 5, where the Colts start to get it together. So until then, I'm going to pick the Bears. I'm not picking the Colts to do anything. How about you, Boulevard?
Yeah, I actually picked the Bears this week, going against all my instinct. But I look at the Colts and it's like, the way they've been playing with Richardson, or calling Tony Rich Project now because he needs a lot of work and nobody knows it but me. Boom. I lost my train of thought. That was so good. Okay. Well, he has a tendency to throw it deep, but he also has a tendency to not complete those passes. He's not great at, he hasn't shown that he's great short or in the intermediate. So all of that plays right into the defense's hands. They could probably just goad him into making throws and have a fucking field day with him. So I mentioned the Bears defense really shows up and shows their ass this week and puts a hurting on the Colts. That's what I think is going to happen.
All right. Next on my list, we got the Texans and the Vikings. This is going to be a good game. Sam Darnold is out here. He's like, I'm relevant. I'm relevant. Houston Texans, though. You can't go against the way these guys are playing. If there's any other team, I would have probably picked the Vikings. But the Texans are way hot right now. They are way hot. There's just like nothing stopping them. Mixon is playing like he has something to prove, and like he's looking at the Bengals like you messed up. You let me go, and now you're gonna wish you didn't. So there's no reason for me. There's like I look at that roster. There's nothing about that roster on Houston that makes me think that there is anything better on the Viking side of the ball. There's nobody there that I'm confident in. The only thing that the Vikings got is a wide receiver in Jettas. Outside of Jettas, I'm not too confident with anything they have on the field. So, again, the Texans, they just got all the weapons. They got all the right pieces. The C.J. Stroud's got those guys looking white hot.
And there's the advantage right there. It's C.J. Stroud versus Sam Darnold. There's the difference right there. Texans win. More weapons. Well, more threats with the ball.
Yeah.
More options. Better defense. I mean, Vikings defense is adequate, but I mean, it's not going to be able to. Vikings aren't going to be able to do what they've been doing and keep winning. The Texans, there's something there with the Texans. They might be a special team. So, yeah, I'm gonna stick with the agreements, and I'm gonna say Houston again. I'm gonna go with your same thing you said. Houston.
I'm putting my bias away.
The line in that one is Houston by 2, though.
Now, I'm not giving y'all what y'all want to hear for this game. So I'm gonna make my pick. later on after we go off the air because this game is going to be a separate game.
Yeah, that can wait.
We're going to
That's
talk
what I'm
about this. You'll get this tomorrow. The Eagles Saints. You'll get the Eagles Saints pick tomorrow. All right. Now, this game is going to be utterly hilarious. The Steelers, Chargers. I'm going to pick the Steelers. And I'll tell you why I picked the Steelers. Because I just don't like the Chargers. I just don't like Harbaugh. I don't like Herbert. So there it is. That's where my bias came out there. Just not a fan. Now, if they put Russell in, if Russell starts starting, then I'm going to pick Chargers. But Justin Fields is the starter, so I have no reason to not pick. Like, you're 2-0 right now with Justin Fields as your quarterback. There's no reason for anything else.
I got Chargers because the Chargers run the ball really well. And they're going to run the ball until Dobbins and Edwards can't run no more. They're not dependent on Herbert. They don't have anything at receiver. Their style doesn't play into what Pittsburgh does best, which is defend the pass, really. They're good at pass rushers and they have a good secondary. That's not what the Chargers are about. The Chargers are about pounding the ball, running it over and over. That's a Greg Roman offense. I like it. It works.
Yeah,
that's why I got the Chargers winning because Pittsburgh ain't got shit on offense that can. They're going to need big plays, and they're not going to be able to get them.
I like what you're saying, but this is why I'm gonna shut that down. The Steelers, Greg Roman. Is it Greg Roman? It's not Greg Roman.
Greg Roman is Chargers OC. Yes.
Okay, so yeah. So the Steelers are used to playing against Greg Roman. He was the Baltimore OC. Yep. All right. So Steelers are used to playing that. Mike Tomlin's used to defending that. Mike Tomlin, he knows how to defend Greg Roman. May not have been that successful at it, but he's familiar with it. So he's going to figure out a way to game plan around that. So they're going to game plan around that and force Justin overrated Herbert to do something. And that's where I feel like they're going to leave Gus Edwards and that other guy to actually sub 60 yards, sub 60 rushing yards. And I feel like they're going to force the Chargers to throw the ball. And just like you said, Steelers are defending the pass really well. I think that's where
you're right.
The Steelers win the game. I feel like you're going to see a lot of the Tomlin brain side of things coming to where this game comes in. That's where you see the Tomlin brain.
Well, they agreeing with you and just barely. Pittsburgh by 1.5. They don't expect a lot of scoring in this one either. 35.5 points. That's low.
Low. All right, next on the board.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. Moving on. Ain't nothing to say here. Ain't nothing to see here. Same here.
Decisive. It's going to be a decisive victory. Take the over. That Tampa Bay just goes lights out.
The Tampa Bay over by 6 and Tampa Bay by 6.5 over under 40. Wow. Okay. Works for me. I would say ain't nothing to say about this one, but I know you probably have feelings on the subject. And the subject is Bryce Young.
So
get him.
I sat around, I thought about it. Yes, I'm picking the Raiders to take the win because Andy Dalton's not going to be any better. And I'm going to say something that a lot of people are going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Especially you, Boulevard. You're going to say, whoa, whoa, whoa. I think sitting Bryce Young is a bad idea. It's the wrong move.
Whoa.
Wrong move.
You know, it is.
It's the wrong move. And this is why. You look at a guy like Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes. Started how many games? 65, 66?
Mm-hmm.
Not very productive.
Right.
I don't think we have seen enough to really be convinced about Bryce Young because look at what he's got around him. He doesn't have anything around him. There's
Mhm.
nothing there, like literally nothing for him to actually shine. Yes, he's undersized, but
Two
at the
different
end of the day,
systems, 2 systems in 2 years.
yeah,
Like
And-
he came in behind the 8 ball.
yeah,
And he has
absolutely.
physical disadvantage.
He
And he
came
throws
in
off
with
of his
all the
tippy toe.
disadvantages possible. And I'll
Yeah.
say this: you put CJ Stroud here, not going to do much, not much different. And I
No.
know,
They still ain't going to the playoffs with CJ Stroud there. No.
yeah, it's the team is still going to be a dysfunctional mess. And
Mhm.
I'm going to say this: it has nothing to do with Bryce Young. Bryce Young is not the problem. I know everybody is probably
I mean,
like,
he's
what?
a problem, but it's not all him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
I don't feel like he's the main problem. And I'm going to
Right.
say this. Everybody's probably like, they've heard my past content. They heard me saying that Bryce Young is not a quarterback. And I still stand on that. However, he is the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. So whether I feel like he is a quarterback or not, he is in that position. He is QB1. So with that being said, I am going to say this. It is 100% falls on the owner, CEO of the Carolina Panthers, Mr. Tepper, because when you have an owner who is as dysfunctional and completely unorganized and has no idea whatsoever how to run a football organization, yes, you got to expect some problems. You got to expect some issues when you've had 2 years with Bryce Young. Wait, no. 1 year? This is his second year?
18 games.
So yeah, this is his second year
Mm-hmm.
as a Carolina Panther. Wait, no.
Mm-hmm.
Second year as a Carolina Panther. We haven't gotten enough. I feel as though they should have given this guy at least go out there and buy some protection for this guy. Buy this guy some O-line. Buy this guy a running back.
Give him something.
Something. Because, I mean, and no offense to the new guy, Mr. Garrett or whatever his name is, he may be good because you're not seeing anything from Terrace Marshall. You're not seeing anything from Mingo. You're not seeing anything for those guys. So you got to do something for this kid because guess what? Here's the QB of your future until he's not. But right now, he's the QB of the future. So y'all got to build around him. You don't put him in here and just be like, all right, I'm going to throw a bunch of pieces in here. We'll figure it out as we go. That's horrible.
That's basically what it's been.
That's what they're doing. And it goes against everything I've said for so long because I'm going to 100% shit on your flaws. I'm going to 100% call everything out. But it goes up against everything I said is that when I say every day that Bryce Young's garbage, I say he's trash. I say he's not a quarterback. Now, just to be on a realistic side of things, we don't know yet because we haven't given him enough time. We haven't given him the opportunity to develop, and you haven't put people around him that can actually develop him. So, and what was it that Tom Brady said? That this is a whole different game because they actually brought players. Players went to college to develop. They came into the league their first year to develop, and they were being developed. What Tom Brady basically said was that the coaches today, they aren't coaches, they're play callers. They just come out and call plays. They try to be dynamic on the football field, but when they go to the practice field, there is nothing there. There is no development. It's all about just trying to put something that looks good on the field. but they're not adding anything in the practice on the practice field to make these guys any better. And I think that's going to be the ultimate downfall for so many guys. Zach Wilson, they didn't develop him. Nobody developed him. He could have been good.
You have to spend the time fixing the flaws and improving the strengths. You have to.
Yeah. And that's where I feel like,
especially this part of it.
Yes, big, exactly.
That's 90% of the damn game. You can still be a Hall of Famer if you ain't got the best, strongest arm, but you got the best this.
Yes.
But if you got the best this and you ain't got shit up here, you ain't gonna be nothing.
I'll tell you a prime example of that. A guy who won a Super Bowl shouldn't have won a Super Bowl, but he won a Super Bowl. Nick Foles. He is one of those guys that probably spent more time in the film room, more time behind the book, more time developing under DeFilippo. DeFilippo developed his quarterbacks. He was a solid QB's coach. Solid. Philadelphia has had trouble with quarterbacks ever since he left. When he left, there was no Brian Johnson did okay with Jalen Hurts as his QB coach.
Right.
Outside of that, there's nothing there. There's no development. There's no teaching. And I feel like that's the issue with the quarterback position in the NFL. I'm getting way off track. I think we spent way too much time on this game, so I'm going to move on. Apologies. I'm picking the Raiders decisively. Andy Dalton throws 3 interceptions.
Yeah, I picked the Raiders. In all good conscience, I can't pick the Panthers. Panthers ain't shown me nothing yet. I can't pick them. That's right. Me. The Raiders, they're still on the way up, but this will still be a big ass upset. Anybody Carolina beats is going to be a huge upset. It's a bad roster. That's why they got Brian Burns the hell out of there for his own sake. Anybody who is actually good is gone. So,
all right. Next game, the Miami Dolphins, Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
Through no other reason other than I don't know what the hell Skylar whomever. I don't know what he can do. But I know what Seattle can do. I mean, I trust in Tyreek and all of that. I'm sure he'll get his, but it ain't him that I'm concerned with. It's everyone else getting their shit off. So that said, I'm going with Seattle, who doesn't have the same major injuries that Miami does. Or even injury, I should say, that Miami does. Because Blaine going to be back this week. Obviously, he's on IR. He's going to be gone for a couple weeks. 4. So they don't have their starter. They're going to have to adjust things that they do. Seattle is a stronger defense than we've been led to believe, I'm sure. At least on paper, they should be. And with McDonald, they should be. So I got Seattle winning this one.
I have no reason to disagree with you, Boulevard. I have no argument whatsoever. When I saw, I may have had a different thought if Tua didn't try to force restart DeMar Hamlin's chest again.
Oh, yeah, I would have picked Miami, absolutely.
Yeah, I would have been like Miami, but he tried to do some things that he didn't have to do. I don't know who's the QB coach in Miami, but I think at the end of the season, he should be fired.
No, that wasn't his fault. She was stupid. That's who.
Listen,
she was responsible for that.
You can't. They're not going to blame Tua. They aren't going to blame Tua.
I know, but it's Tua's fault. You run Nick first into somebody, and you're surprised that you got your bell rung when you ran Nick first into somebody?
Because they're going to be yelling at somebody, why isn't he sliding? Why isn't he sliding? I can't tell that man what to do.
They sent that man to karate class to learn how to slide, learn how to fall like an intelligent person. And he didn't, because he diving head first into people, and then they looking at them like, this is your fault. He's like, I just came back from the dead. I don't even know what happened. I was in a
I just
whole
saw
other place.
it was just crazy. Like he saw DeMar Hamlin and he was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna put my head right in that chest."
DeMar
And
Hamlin
then,
looking over there because he's seeing dead people and shit. He didn't even see to it. That's why he was like this at the last second. He didn't even see him to the last second. He was looking at the ghost.
yeah, so I'm going Seattle 100%.
I got Seattle.
Yeah.
All right.
Now this might be a fun game. This probably should have been the primetime game.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Yeah. But what annoys me about this game the most is like both of these guys, Dallas Cowboys were 1-1. The Ravens 0-2. I don't know what's going on. Just like everybody said, this week has been weird. Week 2 was weird.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to.
That's how I feel about this. That's how
I'm picking the Ravens. I can't pick the Cowboys. I will never pick the Cowboys to win any game, even if I have reasons to believe it. I won't do it. I can't do it, Boulevard.
Okay, that's fair because I'm not doing it either. There's no way in hell. One team has the MVP, one team has Dak. The Ravens defense is still solid in spite of what we've been led to believe. They have not given up 100 yards rushing yet. They're the only team that hasn't. Cowboys, just by being the Cowboys, I'm obligated to pick against them in the majority of games. This is no different. I trust what the Ravens have defensively more than what I trust the Cowboys have defensively. And I trust Lamar more than I trust Dak. I trust D. Henry if he actually gets the ball more than I trust Zeke and Deuce Vaughn.
Rico Dowdle, yeah. I trust Henry over all of that. Yeah.
So therefore, I trust the Ravens to beat the Cowboys in Jerry World. And Jerry going to be pissed off. And be looking all weird with his weird eyeballs.
All right.
I'm Dow Jones.
The San Francisco Treats versus the St. Louis Sound. I mean, the Rams.
Well,
listen. When she comes, Puka's down. Puka's out. Kyle Shanahan's is gonna love this.
They're not at full strength either, though.
Yeah.
Somebody's out. Is it Debo that's out or is it Ayuk? It's Debo. All right. Well, that won't be as big a loss. But
Rams.
You believe in the defense of the Rams?
No, I can't put my faith in the Rams. Their defense.
So what defense of the Rams?
Yeah.
Rams is Kyron Williams show and whoever's not injured out of Kupp or Nakua.
Nakua's done for the season.
Yeah. Kupp's doubtful at this point. So
yeah.
How can you pick the Rams if they don't have their top two receivers? All they got is Kyron Williamson and Colby Parkinson. If I had an air horn, I'd be hitting the air horn telling people, go draft Colby Parkinson. But I don't. So do what I said anyway, y'all.
Yeah, so I picked the 49ers to take the Rams home.
Like that one Pokemon? Ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now here's going to be a fun game that no one's going to give a damn about because it's going to be a blowout. Dan Campbell. And that's all I needed to say.
So I guess you're picking Detroit?
Yeah.
Me too. But no, yeah. Obviously picking Detroit over the Cardinals. I mean, this could be, Cardinals, they might keep up a little as it gets closer to the end of the season, but they're gonna take their lumps and better teams. This is one of them things where in Detroit's case, you have to beat the lesser teams, the inferior teams. You have to take the easy wins. This is that. Not saying it's an easy win, but when you're the better team, you're supposed to win this game. Arizona is climbing. They're fighting. They're going to be scrappy, maybe, but they're not going to be around. They're not a threat. They're just a scrappy thing that bites your ankles and pecks at you. Detroit wins.
I agree.
Okay.
Let's go to the next game. Now, for the nighttime game, the Sunday night game, we got the Kansas City and Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Falcons got lucky. Got
Does
lucky.
anyone hate that lady that sings the Monday night song? Or is it just me?
Wait, say what?
Does anyone else hate the lady? Maybe hate's a strong word, but annoyed by that. Think they need a new Sunday night song? Or at least a new singer? I don't know.
Probably.
I'm not a fan of
Ain't it
her.
Carrie Underwood still?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know who she is.
Yeah, I don't care either.
Like,
But I'm gonna say this.
song.
This is gonna piss off our fan base. But listen, Atlanta Falcons is gonna lose this game, and here's why: the Chiefs are not the Eagles. They're not the Eagles. They're not going to let what happened in Philadelphia happen. Just in that matchup, it's just not going to happen. They're not going to let that happen. They won't rock with that. So I'm picking the Chiefs, and I'm picking the Chiefs to win decisively.
Well, yeah. And I hope they put a little extra spice on it for all Eagles fans.
Yeah.
Because what happened last week is a travesty. And we're going to talk about that, especially the part about who's responsible, I guess. So, but yeah, Kansas City, because I can't believe 9% even picked the Falcons to begin with. And
Yeah.
91-9, that doesn't make any damn sense.
Somebody picked it. They were doing the upset.
That would be.
All right. Bills versus the Jaguars. Two teams. Well, you got one team that doesn't exist and a city that doesn't exist.
That would be Jacksonville.
And a bunch of fans that are bots.
Yeah, that's Buffalo. When most of their fan base actually lives in Toronto.
So I'm going to go with the Bills because there is no discernible reason why I would even think the Jaguars are a competitive organization, let alone a team.
Yeah. I mean, I love to get in depth with this one, but I mean, realistically, coming on Josh Allen versus Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Josh Allen versus Jacksonville's defense and Trevor Lawrence versus Buffalo's defense. There you go. I've explained the whole match right there, the whole game. That's what it's come down to. Trevor Lawrence isn't going to keep up. Buffalo's going to run all over them. That's
Big L for the Jaguars. Wow.
But wait, there's more. Not from this game, though. I mean, we said enough. There's another Monday night game.
Another Monday night game?
Y'all.
Which is probably going to be a disappointment game.
Y'all.
The Commanders versus the Bengals. I'm going to say this, and I hope everybody start to receive it. Joe Burrow's not good. Stop putting him in the top 5, top 10, anything. He's not good. He's not good. Like, your starter receiver is just annoyed with you. You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Like, you couldn't hit red on a barn. Like, the way he was missing passes this past weekend, there's no way I could sit there and have any trust in Joe Burrow.
Joe
Like,
Burrow,
he's had the
how can
yips
you
for
trust
quite
him?
a
He
few.
did say they were built to beat Kansas City, so you can't trust him after that.
Yeah. The man has not he has not recovered since losing to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. The man has had the yips for like
You mean
3
conference
years.
championship? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. They lost to the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
He's had the yips for like 3 years.
Mm.
I don't know if it was 3 years. It might have been 2. I don't remember.
Right.
It's
Right.
beside the point.
Mm-hmm.
He's had the yips for like a good amount of time. He's not recovered. He hasn't recovered from it yet. So there's no reason for me to. I'm picking by this the upset. The Washington Commanders advance to 2-1, and they take the division so far. They lead the division this week, and I'm going to explain why when we go into the talk about the Eagles game. What about you, Boulevard? What do you got?
I got Jamar Chase versus the Commanders secondary. I mean, if Burrow can get it to him, then sometimes that is an if, especially when it matters. But I mean, realistically, Chiefs kind of got screwed in that game. They should have won that game. They should have beat Kansas City. But that's just one little human's opinion. I almost want to go with you on the upset, but Washington's not ready yet. They're not ready for prime time. They'll win a few, but they're not ready yet. McLaurin might not even be there by the time they're ready.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is I could agree with you, but I just don't want to believe that Joe Burrow is – I just feel like Joe Burrow is just not who he's supposed to be. He's not Joe Shiesty. So until he fixes that.
Not Joe Shiesty, not Joe Cool. Well,
yeah.
I mean, maybe he's losing it. That's why he started bleaching his hair and cutting himself. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But and
if anybody waited this long, they're like, what the hell did he just say?
I heard it, but I wasn't sure if I actually heard it because I was like, wait, he did say that? I'm not gonna repeat what he said, but I didn't think you said it. But
no,
now I'm a little bit more convinced.
You heard it here first, and it's absolutely not true. All right. Don't sue me.
Don't sue him. Just throw him under the bus a little bit.
Yeah.
And those are my pick'ems. Those are my pick'ems, ladies and gentlemen. You did not get my Eagles pick'em because I'm going to pick my pick tomorrow. Well, I'm going to pick my pick tonight, but we're going to discuss that pick tomorrow. So the video will be up tomorrow. This video will be up in like 10 minutes.
X.
Well, by the time you see the video, it'll already be up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, would a game be on by then? Because we're getting close.
Oh, this will be up before the video.
Okay. There's time for some of y'all to watch it. Get there.
Yeah. So let's get ready for some Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. This is not a shout out because Amazon Prime is robbing us all. Anyway, we can't all be starters. So Boulevard, take them home because I'm going to eat this cheeseburger. And you let them know exactly what they can do.
They can watch me eat. I got some chili cheese rods over here. Them things is bumping.
Oh, that sounds
Or
great.
if they don't want to watch me eat, they can hit the bench.
Hit the bench, baby!